I'm Love Carpenter, your Executive Director, and I am here to talk to you about booking your first parties. So first of all of the training on that Pampered Chef website doesn't matter at all if you don't have any bookings on your calendar. So the very first thing we want to do is help you get bookings on your calendar. So I want you to think about it like this. If you were to go out and start a new job, there would be an initial training period in the first 2 weeks of that job, right? You would probably put in more hours those first 2 weeks than you would any other time getting started, because you've got to learn the job. If you showed up one day and worked for 4 hours and then left and didn't come back for 3 weeks, you wouldn't have learned a lot, and it would be like starting all over again. And the same thing is true with your Pampered Chef business. If you were to do one party this week and then you don't do anything for 3 weeks, it's going to be like starting all over again. So follow our lead. We want to help you get off to a super strong start. Then you can decide if that schedule is good for you and you're at a good pace and you like the money you're earning, or you can decide if you want to kick it back a little bit or kick it up a little bit. So we really recommend in your first 2 weeks of business that your first week of parties that you hold 4 virtual parties or 2 cooking parties, and then the following week another 4 virtual parties or another 2 cooking parties. And this is really going to teach you how to do this job and how to get the best results from this. Your business will thrive if you focus on getting off to a strong start. So first of all, let's talk about how you're going to get those parties on your calendar. The reason we want 4 virtual parties is with the virtual world, this is not an exact science. And sometimes you might find that one of the parties will flop, one will drop, and then you have 2 good solid parties to get paid with. And so if you get in the habit of booking 4 virtual parties every week that you run virtual parties, if one drops and one flops, you always have 2 parties to get paid with. So what we mean by one dropping and one flopping, okay, so the virtual world is not this exact science. So sometimes you set up a party, a host agrees to do a party, and then like they went into the witness protection program or something, like you couldn't get them that week. They were just gone, vanished. You couldn't get them to invite to their party. And you know, in the virtual world, people have good intentions, and if they don't get on Facebook or it's not in front of them, they forget, they keep meaning to, and it just gets away from them. And then you've got to reschedule that show for another week. So that's what we mean by one of them might drop. One might flop, meaning that your host does do what you ask them to do, but sometimes their friends just aren't seeing the post, or their friends just aren't with them, or they don't get enough people into the party, and sometimes we have a party that flops. So with the ratio of booking 4 parties each week that you hold virtual, you will have 2 good parties to get paid with. And who knows, you might end up with 3 or 4 great parties, but that's really what you've got to work to. We want to help you work smarter, not harder. And we don't want to see you spend a week of your time on Facebook running one party when it could be the one that drops or the one that flops. So we want to get you off to a strong start and have those 4 virtual parties to get started with. So I bet you're wondering, where are you going to get your first parties? Well, the first place to start is something that we call green dotting. So when you're on Facebook, when you log into Facebook, you can actually see a list of people on the right there with green dots next to their name. Those are your first line of attack. That is a place where people are actually live on Facebook. So if you send them a message, they're live right there, and it can pop right up and they can start a conversation with you. The second place to start is with the A's. What do I mean by with the A's? With the A's means the next place we're going to go is to your entire friends list on and off of Facebook. So just go to your friend list on Facebook and start with the A's and just work your way down. And, you know, because you don't have to message people live on Facebook. We want you to cast a wide net to reach a lot of people. It's like going fishing. You've got to cast that wide net to catch your fish. You've got to cast that wide net amongst your friends to find the people that would be interested in hosting one of your first parties. So you might think, when you're looking at your list of friends on Facebook, you might think, oh, well, Cindy, she probably wouldn't do a party, and Barbara, she wouldn't want to do a party, and Tim, he wouldn't want to do a party. Well, you're wrong. 80% of new consultants' first hosts are people that the consultants haven't talked to in years, just people that they hit up on Facebook because they were Facebook friends. That person was willing to support them and willing to have fun doing a party. Research also shows that for every 10 people we ask, 1 will book a party. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you've got to ask everybody to get off to a strong start. Don't prejudge. Let them decide if they want to have a party or not. So let's talk about what you're going to say. So we have some messages for, let me screen share. So you get away from me. We have some messages for you that you can share. And here we go. Here's a sample message that we'll have posted that you can share. We want you to tweak this up a little bit and make it personal to you. So change the words a little bit so it is personal and coming from you. But this is the basis of what you would want to say. Hey, Cindy, I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to reach out as I just became a consultant with Pampered Chef, and I am super excited. I'm casting a wide net in search of my first online party host. I have a big goal for this month of holding 8 parties, 10 parties, 12 parties, 16 parties, whatever your goal is. I hope you will support me. All my hosts have to do is add friends to a Facebook party that I create and post once a day in the group post I send you that really only take about 5 seconds of your time. 5 to 10 minutes a day and you can have a fabulous party. Most hosts earn about $100 in free products, 3 half-price items, all from their couch. I have November 26th and December 5th as party start dates. I hope you're willing to support my new business and everyone eats. What do you think? Can I put you down for one of those spots? It's as simple as that. Here's another message with just a little bit of different wording. Hey, Cindy, I'm trying something new and I need your help. I'm wondering if you would be my guinea pig. You don't have to do much. I'm asking you to do a virtual party online, all in Facebook with Pampered Chef. They are super fun with games, tips, tricks, recipes, and tools. All you have to do is add your friends to the party, sit back and watch the magic unfold. Of course, you can play the games and make comments too. Are you willing to help me out while I completely spoil you with free products? What do you think? Can I put you down for one of my spots? I have November 26th and December 5th as start dates for my parties. So those are some great examples of some wording you can use to reach out. We'll share that wording with you, but we really encourage you to tweak it up a little bit and add your own personal touch to that message. But these are just some great places to get started. Now, I also want to prepare you that not everybody that you talk to is going to say yes. Remember we mentioned that 1 in 10 will usually say yes? I have done over 2,600 parties since I've been with Pampered Chef. So let's do the math. If 1 in 10 people say yes, how many no's do you think I have heard in my career? So I want you to know that hearing the no is not a bad thing, okay? You've got to hear enough no's to get to the yeses. So when someone tells you no, do not worry about it and do not take it personally. First of all, you've got to think that sometimes you're going to ask some of your closest friends that you think 100% they are going to do a show, and sometimes they say no. But what I want you to remember is you never know what's going on behind someone else's door. Life can be stressful, and sometimes we've all been hit by financial stresses, relationship stresses, health stresses, someone that has a health issue in the family. And sometimes we never know what's going on behind someone else's door. And sometimes we just hit people at the wrong time and they just can't do one more thing right now. And even though they would love to help us out some other time, sometimes it's just not the right time. So just thank them and move on. You're only allowed to be frustrated for 5 seconds and you got to move on to the next person. We are not worried about the people that aren't interested at the time. And it's not that we don't love those people, but we are looking for the people who are interested. And so I want you to think about this when you're casting that wide net. Some people, when you ask them to host a Facebook party, don't even understand what you're talking about. They have no idea what that is. Some people, when you ask them to host a virtual party, they're like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to be on Facebook. I gotta reach out and invite these people. I'm gonna have to be on there this week. And it's just not really something that they're into because it's just not their thing. But we don't know who that is until we ask. And then some people are gonna be like, oh my goodness, I get to get my friends together on Facebook, hang out with them for the week. This is gonna be so much fun. And they get so excited. And those are the people that we're looking for. The only problem is they don't wear a sign telling you who they are. So you gotta ask a lot of people to find out who's interested. So we want to encourage you just to get started, go for it, and start asking friends about booking a party. You will never know if it might be someone who's interested until you ask. And do you know what the answer is if you don't ask? That's right, it's a no. I'm so excited for you getting started in this business. This business has truly changed my life, and I know it can do amazing things for you also. So dig in. Start asking. I really encourage you to reach out and ask 30 people a day. You have tons of friends on Facebook, and if you want to build a big virtual business, don't be afraid to reach out to them. Once we get your initial shows booked and get your first month of parties booked, you're going to be able to start reaching out to people in those parties that you don't know, and that's how we're really going to grow a great business. So go get started on your bookings, and we are super excited to partner with you. Get your first 4 bookings for your first week reach out to your director, and here we go. Have a great day.